Return to office. WTF. I've been in a hybrid role for a while. Our quarterly earnings have been amazing this entire calendar year. We are nearing pre-pandemic levels. The upper management is saying it's a result of being 2 days a week on site. We went hybrid back last January. Now starting after Thanksgiving, they want us in office 5 days a week for collaborating and meeting the needs of our customers. That cannot be done unless we are face-to-face regular basis. My boss said it is what it is. That remote work is ending everywhere because everyone is goofing off at home when they are supposed to be working. I don't think that's true. The morale up here has been SHT ever since we returned to office hybrid. I've actually been looking for a fully remote role ever since we RTO hybrid. Now employees without PTO can't interview without calling out for 7 rounds of interviews nowadays. Rant over. This is exactly what everyone was saying when employers were asking people to come in 1-2 days a week. We knew it would bump up to 2-3 days and then finally get your butt back in the seat for 5 full days. They wanted everyone back 5 days a long time ago. The boiling frog method was what they used to try and prevent mass exodus. When they made us RTO, I just started reserving conference rooms and interviewing then. Worked out well. Totally WFH now. Use your time in the office to talk about wage parity and unionization. It's not ending everywhere, and even if it was, that's not a good reason. My previous company pulled the same shit 2 days then 3 days in the office, so I first refused for a while and then left. Plenty of companies still offering remote only or remote first as part of their company culture. I genuinely don't understand why companies are forcing employees to go back in the office. Every study has shown that remote work or even hybrid work is better for employees, and therefore better for companies. Is it really just real estate? Collaborate with coworkers into a union. If not, then be less productive. I work hard at home to hit quotas. In office I talk to colleagues. People are going to start moving around more again. If all jobs require you to be in office, then which one pays the most will be the only factor considered. Socialize at every moment. Talk like crazy. Stand around the coffee pot for hours, and if questions say you are collaborating, take every reason they give for calling people back in and amplify it by 100. They want FaceTime, water cooler chatter, and collaboration? Give it to them with the force of 1,000 suns. Reality is, profits were great when people are working remotely. There is no problems with remote work. But now here is question CEOs are asking themselves. How to profit more out of it? Well, it is simple. Bring people back into office and tell them if company could make X profits when you were working remotely, then surely you can make even more money for us if you are in the office. It's simply a trick to make people work harder and more for the same wages. Another con tactic that corporations are using to maximize profits at expense of their employees. I'm 100% convinced they don't want us to be happy, they want us to struggle. My wife is going through this soon. It was 1.5 days in at your discretion. Now it's about to be all day. It will give you time to de-stress on the way home and gives you more work-life balance. They say, oh, so the traffic she's got to sit in now? It'll only make her more stressed. One of her coworkers said, well, now I need to buy another car so my wife can handle our kids. Joke's on them. I goof off when I'm at the office even more. If you are still there when everyone returns to the office, spend all day goofing off with your coworkers not getting any work done, aka collaborating. This is 90 a rent lease real estate problem and a 10 middle manager problem. Anybody in corporate is going to face this. You can fight back by unionizing. NLRB rules have changed. or you can mass exodus. If you want rights, you're going to have to unionize. It's a question investors are now asking. What is your office cost per head? If it's too high, they are questioning hard if the leadership is being responsible with their spend. It's being tied to financing terms and executive bonus packages. In short, banks are getting fucked on vacant real estate and are now tying commercial real estate use to loan rates. The real estate industry needs you back in the office. Property values plummet without companies in the office, which upsets landowners and financiers, who then pretend they're the whole economy and astroturf a bunch of articles about how bad we need to get into the office again. Executives buy the bull and truly believe they need you there, even though they're wasting money. And everyone is worse off because of it, except the moneyed interests pushing RTO. My boss said it is what it is. That remote work is ending everywhere. Your boss is 1000 full of shit. I work fully remote. I have since March 2020. I even moved jobs companies last fall to another fully remote position. I literally have no office to go back to since I've never been to one at my current company, and the nearest one I think is in San Diego, and I live in Detroit. When I was interviewing last fall, every position I looked at applied for was fully remote, and talking to hiring managers at these companies all said it was the norm going forward. Fuck your boss. Simple answer to the why baby boomers don't like it, and they're either running or influencing the running board member of the corporate entities. They have never fully embraced the digital culture or relaxed workspace. So this is their flex. They heavily invested and locked in on long-term leases of buildings. So they have no choice but to stand by their stupid decisions. Things will change in 10-15 years when they all die off or retire. Schedule all your interviews for your lunch breaks. Talk to fellow workers and tank the work. Show the bosses that office work is less effective than home work. Extra points if they hear that you're glad to be back in office and can have a rest there. The morale up here has been SHT ever since we returned to office hybrid. That is exactly what they were going for. Businesses everywhere want RTO because that means you cannot search over the entire country to get a remote job and then quit when the boss starts feeding you shit. This is planned, and we are all going to suffer for it. But suffering is what they want. It is all part of the plan to suppress workers again like they did in the previous century. I am mostly in office but work an occasional Monday or Friday from home when it makes sense. So I pay attention to how much interaction I have with my boss when I'm in the office. When he is there and we don't interact for days at a time, it kind of defeats the purpose of being in office every day. I'm being maliciously compliant on the days they want us in office to show the extreme drop in productivity. If they want to mess around and find out, they can go ahead and force us back 5 days. Watch how fast the budget gets eaten up by all the new hires we will need. My boss himself admitted he gets no work done in office and only socializes. I'm fine to socialize 5 days a week. Work be damned. It's all about control. If they can't see you, they can't control you. Some companies are forcing people back into the office in order for people to quit so that the companies don't have to lay off their employees and get bad press. It's a heartless plan. How do you interview? Call out, and then tell them why. I have therapy on Tuesdays. And now I have to take time off to drive there, or I have to pick up my kids, etc. If they want us in office, we're going to make it their problem. Our overlords want us in office for different reasons. Some want to protect their real estate investments. Some want to have personal control over us. Others want to make sure we are buying cars and gas. Others just love the way the world was and don't want change, even if it's positive change for everyone.